don't be afraid to use big, bold colors. So again, I'm just picking up colors left and right. I'm eyedropping. I'm really going to be concentrating on two particular locks of hair here, these two. I think the fun thing about hair is that you can do that. You don't have to paint every little piece perfect, you know? You don't gotta. Alright, I'm hiding and unhiding that layer just to see what I've done. Alright, I think that's probably a pretty good, solid foundation for these two particular locks of hair. So now we're going to be moving on to the next step, which is where we start doing some detail. This obviously isn't the detail work. This isn't even close, but we start getting a little more refined with it. And this is, you know, we're getting more to the fun part. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a new layer. I'm going to grab a darker color, one of our dark colors over here. And we're going to make our brush fairly small. About that. And we're going to start just brushing in some of these little smaller strokes. Just brushing that in. We're going to just sweep them across up here. Don't worry too much about what they look like. You know, this is on a new layer. We're going to make our nice dark shadow there. It doesn't look like a shadow just yet, but it will, I promise, guys. Alright. We're going to take our eraser. I'm going to make it little too. We're just going to start erasing in sort of random directions, but still keeping the flow of the hair, you know, that up and down flow of the hair. You don't want to, you know, erase like back and forth and forget the general flow of your hair. I've made my eraser a little smaller because I think it was a little too big. And I'm continuing to just go through here. And I'm erasing. Not erasing everything, obviously. If you erase everything, there would be no point in doing all this in the first place. Okay, and there's just a really rough start to some of our hair texture. We're going to take this, we'll take this blue here and see what we can do with that. And we'll start going over. And on a new layer, of course, we're just going to start highlighting some areas. You're going to take your eraser. And this one, it's so bright. We do a lot of erasing on this layer. A lot of what you're doing here is just adding in more depth, more color, and a little bit of texture. You know, that crisscrossing, erasing adds a lot of texture to the hair. Alright, we're going to go on a new layer. We're going to grab this dark color again. And we're going to start doing more with our shadows. Just going to erase, draw and erase, just like we've been doing. You're going to pick apart some of the strands down here. This is going to end up being a lock of hair. You know, right now it looks a little mottled, a little spotty, but I promise, guys, it's going to look like hair in the end. I take your eraser, and again, you're just gonna erase, 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 erase. All right, now we're gonna take this deep red. We're gonna do a lot of softening. We're gonna soften up these shadows here. Soften up right there. Go through, and I'm gonna erase a little bit of that because I didn't want to cover up that much. Just wanted to soften it. What we're going to do now is we're going to create a new layer. We're going to grab this really dark color again, and we're going to go find a spackled brush. We're going to take our spackled brush. We're going to use it down here. And we're just going to go over all of this. No, this does not look fantastic right now, guys. But bear with me. We'll make it look great. I promise. Okay? All right. We're going to take that same spackled brush and use it as an eraser. And we're going to erase real gently some of that, while leaving in a good bit. Okay, we're gonna make a new layer. We're gonna get our light color there, that kind of orangey color, and we're gonna make it even lighter. We're gonna find a nice kind of grayish, muddy color, and we're gonna use our spackle brush to make some strands on top of that. See, that's a little grayer than I want. That's okay. What I can do is I'm going to go to my image adjustments, hue saturation, and let's see. See, here's the little thing. I'm going to move it off the side though, and so you guys won't be able to see it, but that's just so that I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to mess around with my saturation and the general color. That looks pretty good. We're going to take our spackled brush. We're going to erase a lot of it. Okay. All right. We're going to grab this light color. We're going to get off of our spackle brush. I don't use the spackle brush maybe as much as I should, or I've other artists seem to with hair. I actually probably overuse with most everything my hard round brush, which is what I'm back on. That's my favorite brush. I use it for most anything. And I'm just, as you can see, I'm making some nice, I'm sorry guys, my Photoshop for some reason is still showing that spackled brush thing there. Let's see if we can, okay, well my Photoshop's just being stupid, so. Alright, I'm gonna just make some extra strands up here. Make some over here. Alright. We're gonna get our eraser and we're gonna bring it back down to just a normal, nice, hard round brush again. Make sure you have your brush shape and transparency settings. And we're going to erase some of this stuff. Not all of it, just some.